So did you ever mess up a model so bad that you just kind of had to start over? I think I have. With this guy, no less. The Chaplin, Primaris Chaplin on bike. I kind of mangled the job. But never fear, paint thinner is here. Let's see what it looks like. Roll it. So yeah, unfortunately, I'm just really unhappy with the way this guy's turning out. He's not all the way done, but there's a lot of stuff on this model that I just don't like it. The red is a little weird. The torso on the Chaplin is it's pretty mauled. The control panel leaves a lot to be desired. And then just look at these purity seals. I just botched that job. And I shouldn't have. Like, I know what I'm doing for the most part. I just don't know what happened. So I have a couple of choices, right? I can just let it go. Just, you know what? Let's finish this thing off. But this is a really pretty model. It's a really nice model, and I bought this when it first came out, and I was so looking forward to getting it. It was like I think it was my first pre-order. I was just so excited about getting this guy and building him and making him look cool. So I got to try this again. The other option I have, right, is to just reprime it. Just start over again, just give another coat of gray or whatever undercoat I was going to go with and try this again. And I've done that before. I did that once with, I want to say, the Ironclad Dreadnought that I built not too long ago. But I felt like some of the detail was left out. So the third option is to use a paint stripper. And I've never used a paint stripper. Well, not recently. Like, way back in the day, I used like acetone, but you know, there were metal models and so on and so forth. So I did a little research, and I found a product, and I thought, oh, this is what I want. There was a guy on YouTube who reviewed it, and it was beautiful. It did a wonderful job. Well, I couldn't find that product here. I don't know if it was a European video or what have you. So I tried to find something that was similar, that looked similar enough, that was reasonably inexpensive and readily available. And so I picked up this guy, SmartStrip from Amazon. By the way, this is not a sponsored video. They didn't give me the product for free, nothing. I've got a small handful of viewers. No one's giving me money for anything, and I don't see that changing for years. So just keep that in mind. This is my unvarnished opinion, so to speak. So I'm going to use this guy. It says it works on a whole bunch of things, and it, you know, yada yada. It takes off many layers of paint. It doesn't damage plastic, and it's it's earth friendly. I mean, it just stops short of saying, "Hey, you could use this on your cereal," which don't do that. I don't recommend that at all. I'm not saying that at all. They're not making a claim. They're just making all these claims about it. And I thought, so I bought one a while ago, and I thought, maybe now is when I break it out to correct the sins perpetrated upon this poor Primaris Chaplin. All he wanted to do was inspire his brothers, and he landed on my table. Poor guy. So, I'm going to try it out. I don't know quite how to use this, but I'm going to improvise. So, bear with me. At the end of this, I'll show you the end result, and so you can see whether or not this is something that you would want to try with your models if you ever turn them into a travesty. Let's get some gloves. Alright, I've got my gloves. I've got my model that I'm going to try to rescue got this little dish. I think the plan, so I'm not entirely clear on how to do this, but I think the plan is going to be use this rice scooper to get some of this stuff and put it in this dish, because it says to kind of coat the parts for a number of hours. Don't know if that's going to be sufficient, but let's see. And so I'll just start dipping this stuff in there. I don't know if it will harm the plastic. I don't know if it'll separate the plastic parts, like if it's glued together. I don't know what's going to happen to it, but I'm going to start dipping this stuff in there. At this point, I kind of don't care. I'm either going to have a nice looking model. I'm going to either, I'm going to do my best, or I'm going to buy this over again. The good news is that this is not a limited release model. It was for a while, but a couple of weeks back I saw it on the Games Workshop's website, and so it's back in stock, so you can order it all you want. For a while there, they didn't have any, and so I would be more careful, but since I can get another one, I mean, it's not the most economical decisions, but I have options here. I'm going to start dipping this stuff in there. And I'll check every couple of hours, but I'll leave it overnight. Alright, so I can't get the torso off the bike, so I'm just going to tip it in there, the whole thing, and hope that maybe the glue comes undone. Alright, so just right now, just by stirring it in, I can already see some of the paint coming off. You see that? So it might work much faster than 24 hours, but I'm going to give it its due, because I want to minimize how much scraping I have to do, and well, not scraping, but how much brushing I have to do. This is unpleasant to work with, but it looks like it might do the job. And it doesn't seem to be damaging these gloves. These are the non-latex based gloves. I guess they're vinyl or something. And I have some on my hands. It's not really burning or anything, but I did read one of the reviews that said to wear gloves. It was by like some kind of doctor, so. Alright, as a final step, I use some of this plastic press and seal stuff. I don't know that it needs to be airtight, but I do love this stuff, so that's how I'm going to roll. Alright, there it is. Let's check back in tomorrow to see how this fares. Wish me luck. It's been a few hours. I thought I'd check just to see what progress we're making. And so you can kind of see it's getting gross. I'm kind of rubbing stuff off with a pipe cleaner. And yeah, it's almost gone. This worked much faster than I expected. The box says, you know, it's a little longer, but it depends on, not the box, the container. Instructions say that it really depends on how much paint you're taking off. So like multiple layers of paint take longer to get through. And so this was just a couple of layers. You know, there's a primer, the base coat, a wash, rewash. So it's coming clean really quick. It kind of smells like melted plastic. I'm not gonna lie, it's a weird smell. Don't recommend you going around smelling stuff like this, but and I'm not wearing gloves. I'll feel around for it to see if it starts burning or something, but so far it's pretty friendly. So here is the bike. Doesn't it look awesome? It looks so awesome. This is the first piece that I've noticed where not all the paint has come off. I can see a little bit of red from the bolters on here, and part of it is, I don't know if I need to scrub anymore or I just need to let it sit a little bit more because it's kind of in the crevice here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to wash off these pieces so you can see the difference that just a couple of hours makes. I think this is probably a 3-hour rest. I'm not 100% sure on that. I wasn't timing it, but I want to say it's about 3 hours. So I want to show you the difference that 3 hours can make, and show you kind of where all the paint goes. I'm going to wash these off in the sink. It's supposed to be non-toxic, so I think it should be sink safe. Well, here's the result of our little experiment. After about 3 hours, the pieces got pretty clean. They're not perfect, right? So here are the little skull detail. You can kind of see the divots where there was some paint. The back side, there's kind of a little staining. There's a little bit of gunk kind of in the middle. Purity seal there. So I was kind of surprised. This thing did exactly what it was advertised to do. You know, it's not something I expect. I expect a product to over-promise and under-deliver. And I go, yep, well, I should have known better. But this did a really good job. I am pretty impressed. And again, this is only after a few hours. It's about 3 hours. So there's a chance that if you leave it in longer, it'll do an even better job. However, I will have to warn you against leaving it in more than that. Don't let it soak for more than 3 hours, at least not without watching it. Like, don't leave it overnight. Because as I was kind of working with it, so I was getting a little brush. It was a bottle brush, tiny little bottle brush, kind of removing the residue with it. I felt like the plastic was just a little softer than it normally is. Like, it feels like the surface is softer, like it's going to be easy to abrade. Like if I took a bit of sandpaper to it, it would just score the crap out of it. And so you'll notice there's still some more left in there. So I need to do a better job cleaning that out, and I'm going to go in there and try to remove some of that gunk. So it doesn't do a great job of getting into all the tiny little cracks and crevices. You're going to have to do a little bit of work there. But, you know, this is a really good attempt. Yeah, there's some gunk in there. So after I kind of did some scrubbing, I took them to the sink and under some warm water, a little bit of soap, just mild dish detergent or, you know, hand soap if you got it in there. I kind of rubbed it off, got an old toothbrush and just kind of helped scrub away some of that slimy stuff you see there. This thing is really slimy to the touch, but it doesn't burn. My skin feels fine. And more importantly, it does the job. I could probably just go ahead and prime this right now. I'm not gonna, because there's some gunk in there, so I want to clean that out. I want my primer to go on as cleanly as possible. So I got some work to do. This product isn't going to do all the work for you, but it's going to do a ton of it for you. So I'm going to recommend it. I'm really happy with it. I think that if you find yourself in need of a product to help you strip paint off of your models because you've made an owie, or you bought some models from someone else and they didn't do a great job, or you just want to make them your own, this product is going to do a pretty good job. I'm not saying it's the best product out there. I haven't tried all of them. In fact, I've only tried the one. So all I'm saying is that if you see this product on Amazon and you're thinking about buying or not, it's going to do the job as advertised. So there it is. I hope you enjoyed watching. I hope this made your decision easier. And so go on and rescue some of your models. Have a wonderful day. Be nice to each other. Later.